Welcome to a journey into the quietest corners of the human soul. We live in an era defined by relentless noise, from the neon-lit streets of bustling metropolises to the endless scrolling on our digital screens. Modern life demands our constant attention. We have built societies that move at breakneck speed, achieving miracles of economic and technological progress. Yet, in the midst of this rapid advancement, a profound sense of isolation has taken root. Millions of people walk through crowded avenues feeling completely unseen. We talk more than ever, yet we communicate less. But every so often, amidst the deafening roar of the world, you encounter a rare kind of quiet. You meet someone who does not shout to be heard, someone who does not crave the center stage, yet, almost like gravity, you find yourself inexplicably drawn to them. Friends, passing strangers, and those seeking romance all feel a sudden, undeniable pull towards this person. This is the profound psychological magnetism of the personality type known as the INFJ. Today, we will explore the deep emotional architecture of these rare individuals. We will uncover why their mere presence feels like a sanctuary, and how they naturally attract others not through manipulation or grand gestures, but through the sheer quiet power of being genuinely themselves. To understand the allure of the INFJ, we must first look at their most powerful trait, which is emotional attunement. Imagine walking through a bitter winter storm and suddenly stepping into a room with a crackling fireplace. That sudden wave of warmth and relief is precisely what people experience when they engage with an INFJ. Most of us go through our daily lives wearing heavy armor. We expect to be judged, misunderstood, or quickly dismissed. We have learned to hide our true feelings behind polite smiles and superficial conversations. But when you sit across from an INFJ, that armor suddenly feels unnecessary. They possess a unique psychological radar. They do not merely listen to the words you speak, they absorb the emotions beneath your words. They notice the slight tremor in your voice, the way you avert your eyes when mentioning a certain topic, and the heavy pauses that fill the spaces between your sentences. They see the exhaustion you try so hard to conceal. This emotional attunement creates an immediate and powerful psychological bond. When you are with them, you do not feel like an object to be analyzed or a problem to be solved. You experience something incredibly rare in our fast-paced world, which is the feeling of being truly felt at. The INFJ holds space for your raw emotions without rushing to fix you. They do not offer cheap platitudes or unsolicited advice. Instead, they offer a quiet, unwavering presence. In a society that constantly tells us to hurry up and move on, this unhurried empathy is deeply healing. People often walk away from a conversation with an INFJ feeling remarkably lighter, even if they discuss the darkest chapters of their lives. This feeling of safety naturally blossoms into a profound attraction. It is the kind of attraction that transcends mere physical appearance. It is a soul-deep recognition, a feeling of finally coming home after a long and exhausting journey. Because the INFJ creates this vast, non-judgmental space, people find themselves confessing things they have never told another living soul. They often say, "I have no idea why I am telling you all this." But the psychological reason is quite simple. The INFJ has removed the fear of rejection. They allow silence to stretch comfortably, giving you the time to gather your thoughts and find your courage. And when they finally do speak, their words carry immense weight. Because they have listened so deeply, their responses are carefully tailored to your specific pain. They might softly ask how a certain event changed your perspective, or gently validate your hidden grief. This level of profound presence creates emotional relief. It is like finally setting down a heavy backpack you did not realize you had been carrying for years. That profound relief inevitably transforms into a fierce loyalty and a deep, magnetic attraction. The third way an INFJ captures the hearts of others is through their authenticity and thoughtful vulnerability. In a world obsessed with carefully curated images and superficial perfection, authenticity is a breath of fresh air. Many people construct elaborate masks to navigate society, hoping to impress others with fabricated confidence. The INFJ simply refuses to play this exhausting game. They walk into a room with a calm, grounded honesty. They are not trying to be the loudest or the funniest. They are simply themselves. However, they are not entirely open books. They protect their inner world fiercely, revealing themselves only when they sense genuine safety. This selective vulnerability is incredibly captivating. When an INFJ chooses to share a piece of their past, a private dream, or a hidden fear, it feels like an exclusive invitation. It makes the listener feel deeply honored and special. This thoughtful vulnerability demonstrates immense emotional courage. It shows that they are strong enough to embrace their own flaws. By lowering their own drawbridge, they silently give you permission to do the same. This reciprocal unveiling builds a fortress of mutual trust. Yet even as they open up, a layer of mystery always remains. You never feel like you have completely figured an INFJ out. There is always another fascinating layer to explore, another deep thought to uncover. This delicate balance of deep intimacy and lingering mystery acts as a psychological magnet. It keeps people intensely curious. It makes them want to draw closer, to earn the right to see more of the INFJ's hidden world. Their quiet confidence in their own unique identity without the desperate need for external validation is perhaps one of the most attractive qualities a human being can possess. Moving to the fourth aspect, we find their boundless intellectual depth and curiosity. INFJs are not only deeply emotional, they are incredibly intellectual beings. They are the philosophers, the dreamers, and the seekers of truth. They have zero interest in superficial gossip or mundane small talk. They crave conversations that explore the vast landscapes of the human condition. They want to discuss the meaning of life, the origins of our beliefs, the beauty of art, and the intricate psychology behind our actions. When you engage an INFJ in a conversation, you feel your own mind expanding. They ask questions that most people never think to ask. They inquire about your childhood dreams, your core values, and the events that shaped your worldview. And they remember your answers. Months later, they will reference a small detail you mentioned in passing, proving that they were truly listening. This intellectual curiosity is deeply intoxicating. In a culture that often celebrates the shallow and the fleeting, meeting someone who actually wants to dive into the depths of your mind is a rare treasure. Because INFJs are natural observers and avid learners, they possess a quiet wisdom that spans many different subjects. A conversation with them might weave seamlessly from a review of a classic film to a deep analysis of generational trauma, and finally to the philosophical concept of free will. They do not use their intelligence to dominate the room or to make others feel small. Instead, they use it to elevate the conversation, inviting you to explore new ideas alongside them. They make you feel intelligent, valued, and deeply interesting. This blend of mental sharpness and emotional warmth creates an attraction rooted in profound mutual respect, an attraction that endures long after the physical spark fades. The fifth reason people are irrevocably drawn to INFJs is their unwavering loyalty and consistency. We live in an age of disposable relationships, where people are quickly discarded the moment they become inconvenient. Friendships are often transactional, and romantic interests can disappear without a word. Against this backdrop of uncertainty, the loyalty of an INFJ stands like a lighthouse in a raging storm. INFJs do not collect hundreds of superficial acquaintances. They carefully select a small circle of people to invest in, and when they choose you completely. They are the ones who check in on you when everyone else has forgotten. They remember your anniversaries, your triggers, and the days when you are likely to feel sad. They stand by your side not just when you are successful and happy, but when you are broken and lost. This kind of steadfast consistency provides an immense sense of psychological safety. You never have to guess where you stand with an INFJ. They do not play manipulative mind games. They do not give you the silent treatment to punish you. Nor do they treat you as a temporary placeholder until someone better comes along. Their energy is stable, and their intentions are pure. If you make a mistake, they will gently hold you accountable because they care about your growth, but they will not abandon you. They will fiercely defend you in rooms where you are not present. Earning this kind of devotion from an INFJ takes time, as they are cautious with their trust. But once you have it, you possess one of the most valuable gifts a human can give. People deeply crave this kind of unconditional acceptance, and they are magnetically pulled toward the person who can provide it. Finally, the sixth pillar of their attraction is their subtle, undeniable uniqueness. INFJs possess a distinct aura that defies simple categorization. It is a quiet poetry in how they live their lives. It is in the thoughtful way they arrange their living space, creating a cozy sanctuary filled with items that have deep personal meaning. It is in the gentle cadence of their voice and the observant way they survey a crowded room before deciding to speak. They do not follow societal trends or mold their personalities to fit into predefined boxes. They walk their own path at their own pace. This makes them wonderfully unpredictable. One moment they might be deeply solemn, contemplating the sorrows of the world, and the next moment they might display a sharp, witty humor that leaves you breathless with laughter. Their intuition also adds to this magnetic mystique. They have an uncanny ability to sense the invisible currents of a room. They might say exactly what you needed to hear, right when you needed to hear it, as if they had read your mind. They anticipate conflicts before they arise, and gracefully navigate the emotional landscapes of the people around them. People often find themselves saying that there is just something magical about the INFJ. They cannot quite put it into words, but they cannot stop thinking about them. This is because the INFJ leaves a lasting psychological imprint. They do not try to impress you with loud accomplishments. Instead, they leave their mark by making you feel completely alive, understood, and safe in their presence. They remind us of the deep, quiet beauty that still exists in humanity. In conclusion, the profound psychological attraction of the INFJ is a testament to the power of quiet depth. In a world that constantly screams for attention, the INFJ whispers to the soul. They attract others not through manipulation, but through the pure, unfiltered essence of who they are. Their emotional attunement, their unhurried listening, their courageous vulnerability, their intellectual vastness, their unshakable loyalty, and their poetic uniqueness all combine to create an invisible, irresistible gravitational pull. If you are an INFJ listening to this, I want you to realize the immense value of your quiet power. You do not need to change who you are to be loved or noticed. You do not need to become louder, faster, or more cynical. Your sheer presence is a sanctuary for those who are weary of the noise. The way you make people feel seen is your greatest gift to a world that desperately needs your light. And for those who have been lucky enough to be loved by an INFJ, cherish that connection, nurture it, protect it, and honor the trust they have placed in you. In a society that is always rushing toward the next big thing, the deep, soulful connection provided by an INFJ is a rare and beautiful miracle. It is a reminder that the most profound human experiences do not happen in the spotlight, but in the quiet, sacred spaces between two souls who truly understand each other. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the mind and spirit. May you find peace in the quiet moments, and may you always have the courage to embrace your truest self. Until we meet again, walk gently, love deeply, and let your quiet light shine.